What is the best DAW? It's a question any music producer has undoubtedly asked themselves before. Well, I'm here to tell you, you're looking at it. It's FL Studio. That's the whole point. Look at me. I got the orange and green right here. I'm repping the FL Studio. FL Studio. And you're probably asking yourself, like, why are you saying FL Studio is the best? I've heard that it's not the best. Well, you've heard wrong. And I'm here to show you why. Okay, I'm gonna play you something real quick, and I'm gonna let you know that none of this was made using a synthesizer. Probably thinking to yourself, well, I hear a bass, I hear a melody, and I hear a lead in there. Of course use a synthesizer. Nope. This is a riser. Doesn't sound like a riser. This is a kick. Doesn't sound like a kick. This is a perk. Doesn't sound like a perk. And that's because I'm using one of the best tools that FL Studio has to offer, and that is the sampler. This thing is so incredibly underrated. I have not seen a single video on this tool, even though it's probably one of the things that makes FL Studio my favorite, because of this one tool. And I think anyone can benefit from learning how to use this, even if you use Ableton. I can really take any sound here and turn it into anything else. And it's like one of those things that's like, you know, representative of FL Studio. I feel like experimentation with just different sounds and stuff is incredible here. So I can like change this like this waveform if I use these looping points in the start offset. Can do something like that, and then if I use this envelope here, I can turn it into kind of a pluck here by changing this hold. And if I change the mod X as well, I can also kind of make it into a little pluck, have the low pass kind of decay as well. And then if I mess around with this setting, you can see it adds more harmonics, and turn this down, takes away some of those harmonics. Very cool stuff. Really, like, you can make any sound you want out of any other sound just by using this specific tool. So how about we take this and then we slap, you know, a compressor on it. Let's just compress it and then add a reverb with some short delay. See what that sounds like. Club banger. Easy as that, literally. So this pitch right here actually kind of becomes your fine tune, while this kind of adds like harmonics and stuff. So this pitch will like kind of change your sound, and this one will actually tune it. Using this tool here and then pairing it with the other tools that FL Studio allows you to use can make some incredible sounds that are like very unique to your sound. So many things you can do, like mess around with stuff, see what sounds cool. That already sounds pretty sick. That's a very odd sound. Whoa. It might be able to be used as like a percussion, maybe like a ride. Pitch it down a little. It almost sounds like a bit crushed voice. So yeah, really, really interesting sounds that you can just like mess with and then find something that you like. By no means am I saying this is a good song. This is kind of just a demo of what you can do. But I think it's something that everyone can learn from. In a lot of my other videos, you've probably seen me like drag something in and be like, we need to make a kick out of a random ass sound. And one of the things that you can use to do that, here, I'm just gonna make a new project here, is the consolidation, which is something that I learned fairly late on to FL Studio. So let's take like a key here. Yeah, this is fine. Doesn't sound like a kick whatsoever, but we're gonna make it into a kick. And what we're gonna do is first use the sampler by pogoing it and then pitching it all the way down, doing something like that, changing the length here to be relatively short, like that, and then doing something like this. And then what we're gonna do here is go here and then say consolidate track from track start, and then it's gonna poop out our little sample, and you can see it's the exact same as this sample, right? Except now it has no effects on it. So we basically started from scratch, and we're able to kind of redo that same trick again and see what we can do. Like clip it a little bit, maybe pitch it down. pogo it. So this is our new kick now. We took a one shot, you know, and we synthesized a kick from basically nothing. And so that it just goes to show that literally any sound can become any other sound if you know how to do it. You want to have creative sounds in your stuff, but you need to like pull randomness out of thin air, and this is a really good way to do it, because when you start working with music and stuff, you begin to start these habits. At the same time, if you want to make music that is unique and stands out from other people, having the same habits as everyone else is not necessarily a good thing, because you tend to kind of mirror them, and then your music doesn't sound any different than theirs, and your music might go hard, but it's not introducing anything new. And I think that's kind of what art in music is supposed to be, is introducing something new and providing an alternative view, an alternative opinion, a different mindset. Okay, I'm going to show you one of my personal projects that I've been working on. I just want to show you how many of these samples have like something messed around with the pre-computed effects. Like almost every single one of them has like something messed up with them. Like none of them are the raw sample. You know, you can always use the same samples, but just mess around with them a little bit so they're not exactly the same. You know, like all of these have something fucked up with them. Like what are these sounds? These sounds don't make sense, but when you play them like in the background of this, it just adds so much atmosphere to your song. Like it gives you it puts you in the space. Yeah, you can basically see that like 90% of the samples in here have been messed with to some extent. Usually it just sounds like that, but I changed the pogo here to make it go like choo choo choo. And it's kind of in the background here, so it's not something you hear necessarily, but it's just like a little laser that goes off, and it's kind of cool. Pretty much all of my songs have stuff like this in them, where it's just like I take a sample that I think sounds cool, but I want to change something about it. I put it in there, fuck with the settings, and then it sounds cool, and then I use it. And it sounds cool in the mix because it's been fucked with. I'm making my music sound like it's like not like thought out or anything. I think about the music that I make. It's not like I just throw shit in and it just fucking happens, you know. I have a vision that I'm going for, obviously. And I think that's also an important thing to have. It's a vision. Hopefully you learned something in this video. I know it's kind of short. I know I didn't talk that much about a lot of things, but I think this is just like one of those things that needs to be said and needs to have a video made on it, because it's such a useful tool that I don't see many people using. So if you like this video, I really would appreciate if you hit that subscribe button, join the Discord, and if you're feeling very generous, you can support me on Patreon and buy my sample pack for $3. Thank you for supporting the channel, and I will see you in the next video.